Where would you guys be if y'all stayed together?
Another one I wouldn't even ask myself. Where would we be if we stayed together and we were at our greatest form? That's how I hear that question. And the truth of that is it wasn't that for a little while. And then you got to go through trying to mask that publicly. And that's back to people having their own visions and how to do this, how they want it to go, how they want it to feel. There's too many chefs. So we went through that for a little while. And it's tough because when you start working with your friends, sometimes you speak less on the friendship side. Like, we just working, we get into it. You watch a friendship deteriorate, but now you at work. Again, this is in real time. So to answer your question though, if none of that existed, sky was the limit.
We had to fight to get a meal, yeah. Wrongfully accused, we had to fight to get appeals. That's why we right to get a deal. He on the team, he gotta eat, you know. Despite your skills, keep it riding for the fam. You gotta light the wheels straight up. But in the past bad, work up in the trash bag. I'll pass a lot to take the test before I pass class. And my family needed bread, I had to come correct. That's why I keep airing it out like I just passed gas.
The I Am Athlete parlay. We've been hot. These are guaranteed wins.
I'm gonna take Arizona over San Fran.
Whoa.
It's all about matchups, understanding who's playing against who. It's a game of chess.
Football season is here, which means college football is going to take over. Here we go. All new customers, if you bet $5, gotta use promo code ATHLETE. If you bet $5, you're gonna get 200 in free bets instantly. If you bet on any college football pregame wager, whether it's same game parlays or you just want to bet that this team's gonna beat that team, DraftKings gonna hook it up. So make sure you download DraftKings Sportsbook, the app, use promo code ATHLETE, get in the game. New customers, bet $5, get 200 in free bets instantly, but you gotta do it before the game starts.
DraftKings.com is the sports book. I Am Athlete is the platform. Parlay, I Am Athlete, all day. Promo code ATHLETE. Let's get it. All right, tonight we got a great special guest on I Am Athlete, Joe Budden, one of the illest artists, right, and lyricists. I'm from up north, so today this is a special for me. Y'all know I'm big on lyrics, and we really want to give you your roses and your respect from the standpoint of being an artist in the game, being hot, right, and continuing that, and then find another lane, right. Has one of the biggest podcasts out right now. It's booming.
When did you realize that the new media had changed?
I realized it early because I was a rapper putting albums out and none of the rap critic would talk about my album.
Right.
I'm like, hey man, you ain't really listening to no rap music. How you miss this? There's some rappers that you missing, so maybe because I'm a rapper.
Right, they can rap. Not the rappers you like, they can rap.
Maybe I'll go speak about it in a way that you won't, and maybe I'll pay attention to some albums that you wouldn't, right? So that's when I started for me.
Are you a hater on down south music? That's
No.
the question. No, for real, bro. We gotta answer this question. You know, I'm from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all about to go through it.
I ain't on the,
Answer the question quick.
I ain't on the north side, but I'm on the south side.
Answer the question, please. Answer.
I'm not on the north side, I'm on the south side.
Right.
So, you know, we already know what the Migos situation was with y'all, but it just seemed like you just don't like South rappers. Sound like Shady McCoy. I just want to know.
I love
like,
Lil Baby, that's not true.
I'm from Atlanta. I like Thug, I like Tip, I like Jeezy.
Oh, hell yeah. That's the old South.
That's what I'm into.
They don't count.
You get
That's
what I'm
the
saying?
old South.
And Lil Baby, I like Lil Durk.
I can't.
You name
But
it.
you don't name no South rappers, and I watch you a lot. I just watched you 2 days ago. You don't name too many people from the South when it comes to rap music.
I name
Why is
them.
that?
I name them and I hold them where they need to be held.
Who'd you name?
Lil Baby is one of them.
He's like that.
21 Savage, I think, is one of them. But for me, like this is new age. Like I'm Goody Mob, Outkast,
Okay.
Dungeon Family. Like
So
that's
you do like
that's
South
what
rap.
introduced me to that in New York.
All right.
Like same thing that Pac did for me, same thing that Scarface did for me from over there. Like those are the things I name when I talk about Atlanta.
Yeah.
The new, they just passed the baton to whoever, and everybody get a year. So
You've dealt with a lot of different breakups, relationships, or et cetera, right? But on a serious note,
haven't we all?
You've had a big breakup, right? Recently, with Maul and Roy, right? And we had something like that before I got here to I'm Athlete. Me and Pacman, we're newcomers, I should say that. Brandon, first of all, has been great with us, right? He's been great. But we had a lot of whispers about this and that and the third before we got here. I don't know about that breakup.
What were the whispers?
The whispers about that breakup,
yeah,
business-wise. But I just wanted to ask you, how was that transition from working with a certain of guys, coming in together and then branch off doing your own thing?
It was tough. It was tough. But I'm blessed in the fact that, like, I still work with my friends still. Like, my new guys that came in are still my guys that I've known for over 15 years. We done fought over women. We done did it all.
Right.
So this for them was like, it was pressure, I guess, because of the noise.
Right.
The noise, some of what y'all heard. And then there's public backlash. People don't like change. People get accustomed to some shit. But for me, it was just keeping the ship right. Taking some of the emotions out of it, some of the ego and the arrogance out of it, the gall, like, oh shit, how could this happen, right? And then you just get back on to what's important, which is you got a staff of employees that got to feed their families off what y'all doing. You got goals and visions, and sometimes everybody don't share in it, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But how you get to that realization could be painful. So we went through it. We went through it probably, and there's a few other podcasters that went through it.
That's true.
Y'all could speak to. Like, it happens. Like, this is a new space, new emotions, new feelings and shit. And you're doing it in real time on the fly. So that's the thing. Like, I don't ever pretend to have all the answers, but I persevere. I've done it my entire life. Like, I'm gonna always bet on me.
Right.
I'm gonna always bet on just sitting down with a plan and a vision and getting some shit done and getting to work. Fasten up the boots. I done slept in parks. I go. Like, and I can't expect everybody, not talking about the old crew, but just I can't expect everybody in life to have that same motor that I got. That's what makes me me.
Right.
So sometimes, the media take control of something and put a spin on it,
That's true.
right? The relationship between Roy and Maul now, what is that like?
Y'all get right to the shit over here, boy.
Yeah, of
Don't
course.
tell y'all done did
Of
5
course.
damn shows. Y'all
Of course.
you get to it.
Of course. Well, but you hear multiple. You know what I'm saying? We hear from the outside, but we giving you the opportunity. Was it a mutual break? Is it cordial? Is there still, negative static, negative energy?
I don't think there should be. I mean, I don't know, because this is not something that I speak about on the day-to-day. I don't check on. Like, this ain't even I'm tunnel vision to the goal. I don't think that there should be, right? But that's me. I can't speak for how anybody else feels. Everybody landed. That's the thing. If everybody landed where they were supposed to land, everybody's doing great, I would assume. And I can't focus on last week's game. I guess that's the best way to put it. And that was probably the mistake the first time, right? I was so focused on next week's game that I was missing what was going on in the house this week's game. So, yeah, that won't happen again. Tough lessons, but glad to learn them early.
So, like, you watch sports.
Love it.
We had Kyrie Irving on the show. And,
Jersey.
I don't know who
Jersey,
it was that asked the question.
I probably asked him. I was Shady. I did it.
So Shady asked the question, probably not. Like, if you and Braun stayed together, and so I say that, use that sports metaphor. If, you guys were still together, where would your platform be? Because I hear what you're saying, because when I went through what I went through, DJ was the first one that kind of he really broke the news to me. And I know we getting there, but in like the first conversation that we had, it was like a sports metaphor. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? So with you, when that happened, you know, I understand like, okay, we got to go next. You know, what's next, the next game. But, you know, now in retrospect, where would you be? Where would the network be? Because we talked about your podcast, but really Joe Budden's a network.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You bring others along, which is why I always, you know, study you from afar. And also I hit you up at times for advice. Where would you guys be if y'all stayed together?
Another one I wouldn't even ask myself. I guess, where would we be if we stayed together and we were at our greatest form? That's how I hear that question. And the truth of that is it wasn't that for a little while. And then you got to go through trying to mask that publicly. And that's back to people having their own visions and how to do this, how they want it to go, how they want it to feel, what deal you should take, what deal you shouldn't take, how you should go. It's just too many chefs. It's too many chefs. So we went through that for a little while. And it's tough because when you start working with your friends, sometimes you speak less on the friendship side. Like, we just working, we get into it. Now some of that communication fades. With that, trust fades. Some other things start to fade. You watch a friendship deteriorate, but now you at work. Again, this is in real time. So to answer your question though, if none of that existed, sky was the limit. We were, you hear the stories about Kobe and Shaq. Same shit. Like, damn, if Shaq would have practiced some more, how many could we have won?
Right.
Like, sky's the limit. We could have, who knows? It would have went crazy. Unfortunately, didn't go down like that. God has a whole nother plan for everybody. That's why I say it's important that everybody landed on their feet. Because, what they're doing, I want them to do. Like, go own. You go feel what it's like. When I was in Jersey City rapping on mixtapes, I was on a Clue tape. I thought I was rich. I was broke. It wasn't no singles. It wasn't no nothing. But when I went back to the hood, boy, them niggas thought I was the littest in the world. They thought I had it. So then when I wasn't giving back like they thought I should.
Because they thought you had.
Some feelings grew there. And what I used to always say was, damn, I can't wait till one of you make it. I can't wait till one of you get to sit in this seat so you understand. And sure enough, a bunch of started making it. And a bunch of started to understand. Like, so.
Heavy is the head that wear the crown.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Come on, I'm here with y'all now. Y'all woke me up after the first two.
No, it's funny because we all been there. And then I think for us, even us, like they have these big contracts. Brandon Marshall signed for 5 years, $80 million, but like there's a certain amount that you really get. And the $80 million, you probably not gonna see that. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, you got way more money you have, and we all can't go. Sure, family, friends, and all that, but like, damn, I got my boys I grew up with. I kind of want to take care of them, but when you start doing all that, it's like, I think I got way more money than I really got, and it's hard to really do that. So when you say that, that's why I'm laughing, because we all been there. We had these locker room talks when everybody think you got so much paper than what you really got. So for him to say that, it's like, yo, we gotta understand, because, and I don't know how the rap game is. I've been around a lot of rappers.
in rap, it was different, because it's like, if you can't rap, we're not even gonna have certain conversations.
Right,
you can't rap. Y'all athletes, so y'all all do the athlete. But if you can't rap, it's certain shit we ain't even about to talk about. In podcasting, that eliminates that now.
Right.
We could all talk. We could all grab a chair. We could all get to, so now people's ideologies might be different. It changes. It's not talent-based. It's not talent-based. It's, you see it, I can emulate that, I can do that, and you give it a shot.
Right.
And you like that. That's great, but brings a lot of bullshit.
Right.
When you invest your time and your energy in some shit, and I'll take it, let me not even do that. Let me not give my little PC answer.
Uncut. We need the uncut. We need the Joe that put the Migos off the stage, that one. Not the one that's doing the red carpet.
Yeah, let me not give my PC answer. This is what I had to learn, and I can't speak for anybody else's situation. For me, I was kind of I've said this before, I was kind of the last one to know that my friends were looking at me in a way that wasn't friendly. Like, it was boss. And my new crew, they joke like that, right? Like they say, yo, you the boss. It's your shit. What you say, go.
Keep saying I hate it.
Yeah, they say that shit. And I understand where it comes from, right? But I'm the friend. We've been 15, 20 years. For me, it got tricky because you can't leverage friendship. Like, you can't write that in a contract.
Yeah.
All you could do is because I love you like a man, I'm gonna bypass some of these things that I'm experiencing out in the corporate world. That's all I ever tried to do. Like, I know the these be on. Can't do it with me because I come in there and say what it is. Like, I talk. I'm not one of them. I walk away from the money. I'll curse out the CEO. Like, what we got to do here? Everybody not willing to do all of that. Now I'm off on a tangent.
Where we're at, the position in the space we occupy, we got to learn to take the emotion out of the money.
That's true.
Sure enough.
That's when we mess it up.
Sure enough.
Right? Because it's difficult because he talked about this new space that we're in, and there's really no script. Like, I feel like it's a revolution to like sports and media and culture and entertainment. Like, now athletes want to sit down with athletes, entertainers want to sit down with entertainers. And so if we're going to run networks, if we say we're going to bring others along, then we really, it's hard, but it's like, bro, like, we got to take the emotion out of the money.
Mm-hmm.
And how we're starting all this is off of our friendships and our relationships. So I hear what you're saying, but from my, the last 3 years and my experience, bro, the emotion is when you get in trouble. You know what I mean?
That's when I got in trouble.
The emotion part?
Yeah. Because, like, I love you. Why y'all playing with me? Like, y'all know me. Like, don't play with me.
Right.
Like, that's how you feel. But again, that may be ego and that may be arrogance and like, yo, the gall. Like, I'm taking offense to something. But after the emotions pass, like, who the f am I? Right. I understand how everybody could feel that way. And I understand why y'all made some of the decisions y'all made in hindsight. Thankful that this worked out for me, y'all, everybody. I don't have to be offended. But when it was emotional, that's the thing. Like, I was going to therapy with it. I don't play with therapy. Right. I don't play with mental health. I cherish it differently than some people. Yeah. So when we start going to therapy, like when I'm calling my therapist up to sit down and get to the core of some,
yeah, it's an issue.
And it's just like you using it like a tactic, like a negotiating tactic. Like, I'm not saying anybody did that, but I felt like that at one point. Right. And yeah, you wasn't gonna get the best Joe in that instance because you playing with me. You're wasting my time. Like, I got to do.
Y'all around, like, pussyfooting around the conversation. Say the pivot, say the name.
Let's go. Come on, we got it.
But the whole time y'all talking for like 15 minutes, y'all not even addressing. If somebody's just watching this for the first time, they don't know what the
they don't know who we talking about.
Yeah, but I'm trying to sit back because I don't need to lead the conversation.
Let me get through, Omar. I got you.
B. For his first day in the NFL, I took him out. That's how far we go back. Right. I got the tape. I got all the evidence. I'm going to be around forever. House athlete, I am athlete, with all that.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm cool. I was before I was married. Hurt me out.
It don't matter. Right. So it was a situation where I got the same calls as you got. Right. And, I have a calls. No, but
they call.
What's happening?
Let him go.
Hold on. I'm not going to be PC, but I heard it from both sides, right? And as I look at the situation, I think there was a lack of communication, right? So once there became a lack of communication between you, Channing, Fred, I think that's when the emotions started to fuel it.
No.
Right?
No, ask me direct. Ask me. There was no lack of communication. I was over communicating. If we all put in $35,000, right? That was Reggie Wayne. It's before Ocho. Yes. If we all put in $35,000, yo, we could bust it down 4 ways. I was talking like brothers. Like, that's how we talk.
So there was an option.
Because the focus for me was at the time I wanted to sell a show. Like, I'm sitting there, bro. I'm sitting there watching ESPN. Like, this is my passion. House of Athlete Wellness, mental health, what you talking about? Facility, that's a studio to me. And then I'm looking around, me and Channing Crowder sitting there, and we at somebody's birthday at my crib. And we got to a place in the pandemic where we was comfortable to have people over. Me and Channing sitting in the front yard in the driveway, and I'm sitting in, all of our babies is running out in the drive. They running and playing. I look at bro, one of my all-time favorite teammates. I said, damn, he amazing. Channing Crowder is amazing. And I look at bro, I said, damn, bro, like, would you do a podcast? He said, yeah, bro, I'll rock with you. Say no more. I'm not communicating at this time like what I'm thinking, like how all this is gonna come together. You know, I haven't said anything. I tried to take the high road. Puffy's deal with Clive Davis. Clive Davis gave Puffy $50 million to bring Bad Boy to what it is. Right now, bro, it's probably even more now. They got 500 million records sold. 2008, Jay-Z did a deal with Live Nation, Rock Nation, like $150 million deal. Jay-Z turned that 150 into 1.4 billion.
I'm your Kanye and your Biggie.
But you know what I'm saying? So like you gotta move a certain way. It's like in sports. You can't go out there.
And that's the problem. You can't explain this to somebody.
It's hard.
You can't teach this to somebody that don't understand what he's saying.
Right.
Like, they're gonna look at you. You've been making all types of, calling all types of shots back here, being protective that nobody know about. Because that's what gotta happen when you leading the ship. But now, just looking at you. I don't know about him. You're like, wait, huh? You don't know about me? Like, how long we been?
In every relationship, right? When there's a breakup, of course, a lot of times it's one individual's fault, but you were the head in your situation, right? You were the head in your situation. So there is also something on you as well, right? Looking back at it, the situation, what could you have done differently, right? Because
great question.
While you're going through it, you feeling like I'm doing this, now I'm vouching for you. You already said kind of what yours was, and I'll let you go.
Oh, yeah.
It was the communication, the friendship.
It's simple. First off, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was calling Joe. That's why Joe here, bro. Like, I was calling Joe, like, bro, you been through this already. I got tears in my eyes thinking about this. He know. 12:31 in the morning, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I'm walking
bro,
out the strip club.
Tell me. Yeah,
was that started?
No, seriously.
Bro,
Bro, leaving the strip club, coming out to talk to me. Bro, walk me through this. How should I be? This is what they offered me. What you think? No, don't do that. Do this. Boom, boom, boom. Noriega, the same thing.
Dope.
And All the Smoke, Matt Barnes, same thing. Everybody in the space that did it before us, I'm calling. I'm leaning on. Okay? So, but basically what I'm saying, though, is this. I didn't know. I came as a homie, as a brother. Yo, we can sell a show. Here's what happened. We in that meeting. I put together one sheeter. I still got the one sheeter. I say, look, guys. I talked to my agent, WME, Josh Pye. He represents some of the biggest production companies, some of the biggest whatever back there. Like, he gonna get mad at me if I tell you who, but we talk about the biggest name in basketball and they production companies, football, boom, them.
Mm-hmm.
My first meeting at WME, Ari Emanuel had Oprah on the call. I did my work, and this is what was presented to me. I recommend y'all do the same. But what I think, this is the offer. I said, look, everybody can bust it down. You know how we talk, bust it down. Bust it down.
Yep.
There ain't no corporate talk, none of that.
Mm-hmm.
We all bust it down. This is what I'm thinking. This is how much it's gonna cost us, the investment for the production for season 1.
Is this crowd of them?
Everybody, yeah, we in the meeting. We in the meeting. SA's involved too, so boom. We all sitting there. It's gonna be about 100 and something. That was about 35,000 a piece. But then I also said merch, because merch was a big thing, because I'm studying a lot of other people too. So I'm like, it's probably gonna be like a $10,000 investment for website, and then we gotta get product. So like whatever you invest is what you get out. right? However y'all want to participate. But if y'all don't choose to do that, then here's a per show episode fee. So I gave two options.
Right.
Fred Taylor, and this is why there's like I always like spent time with Fred, because from the beginning, Fred was like, you know what? I believe in ownership. He said, I believe in ownership. Boom. All right, say no more. Channing said his exact words, I like security. I don't really like to take those chances or whatever. I'm gonna take the per show fee. We break through. That 100-something thousand investment that we said it was gonna take, it turns into like 600, 700,000. But the audience is going crazy. Now Fred T come and he like, yo, let's have that meeting. So I was like, say no more, let's talk, right? But I'm going, like I'm just going every day, but I'm going. Ain't no problem, like I see the vision. You know what I'm saying?
It's today's price.
Everybody getting paid but me and Fred T, okay? Fred T didn't come back, like he, after one show, you know, audience, it's like crazy right now.
I ain't no yesterday's price that fast. It's fast.
Yeah, that's
It was
fast.
fast.
This is
It was
fast.
So Fred T Fred after one of the shows like, yo, let's tighten up the business. I said, let's do it. Like come in Tuesday, come in Tuesday. That's exactly what I said. Come in Tuesday in the office at noon. So I'm up there at noon, me and S.A. sitting there, no Fred T.
Oh, he didn't come.
No show, no call. Also, that's fine. He's like, oh man, I missed it. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that's cool. Let's never reschedule, whatever. But we got back on the horn about 4 or 5 months later. And long story short is, and this is where Fred and I bumped heads. This is the only real fight for me was that. Because because again, principle, man of your word, et cetera, et cetera. He said from the beginning, I believe in ownership. Cool, bet. But when we sit in the office and he like basically like, yo, I want X%. I'm like, I don't, like, bro, like everything changed. Cause the investment was bigger. You know what I'm saying? My wife working on this, she ain't got paid. S.A. came here to run House of Athlete. She not, boom, boom, boom. So when you really look at the numbers, it's like crazy now. And I'm so like the percentage changes. It's no longer you get a quarter of everything because of what, you know what I mean? And I looked at him and it was very simple, and this is where the heated conversations came in at. It's just like, bro, like, if this flopped, would you have come back and gave me $500,000, $700,000? Or said, you know what, bro, it flopped. I know I said, you know, last year that this is what I was gonna give you. You know, here you go. I said, let's get to a fair deal. So there's so much more that we can talk about, and this is my first time saying it, so I feel like I'm ranting a little bit. Oh, it's okay. It's
you want to know what's crazy?
You're not ranting, dog. This is
when you hit me up. I had started a little podcast.
This podcast, but go ahead.
What? It was me, Trail, Vilma, and Robert. OCH out the huddle. We was just doing Canes football.
No, let me not say that. I take that back because I never watched it.
We was doing Canes football type shit, whatever. The youth start sucking. That's why our whole podcast went down because we was too focused on the University of Miami. And when they started losing, but what I'm saying what's crazy is after you hit me up the second time, I look back at the messages and I'm like, damn, I could have been a part of I Am Athlete out the gate, right? But when I talk about full circle and we talk about everybody going their own way, if you go on your own way, you should be happy, right? Shouldn't slander, shouldn't be talking bad, shouldn't be talking negative. And I broke the news to B, right? And I'll be honest, I'm partners.
No,
I'm partners with Fred Taylor in another business, right? I'm partnered with Fred Taylor in another business, and I saw the first episode, and B had hit me up, and I said, "Yo, you know these?" Because I was in limbo, because he was like, "Might want to have you on for a few shows. I don't want to."
Let me tell you real quick. So the reason why I hit you up, right? And this was probably a year, 7 months before they left.
Yeah.
Was because I saw where it was going, and I just wanted to introduce the audience to new people. So that was you, that was Jared Audrick. I was like, because now if this goes left, now we ain't skipping a beat.
Can I ask you a question? What was they doing before they got on with you? What were they doing?
Channing was on radio for 10 years, local, just covering the Dolphins.
I will say he is gifted. He's dope.
He's really good.
All right, and then Fred's probably, And he's one of those I respect because Fred was nice.
Oh, yeah,
but when we
OG.
talking about like podcasts and being out there and all that, like we got to be more grateful. Every city has a radio little group, you know, Pacman Jones, Twisted Ankle Practice, like whatever. That's small. So now you're on this big platform and you trying to take all this, like be grateful. We need to learn that word. Got to be grateful, bro. This is a big platform.
Can I ask you something real quick? Yep. He asked you, what would you do differently?
Right.
You never answered that.
Okay.
And now that you know what the play is, what would have you done? So hindsight, mother. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want to know if you could have changed something.
Right.
What would you have done differently?
Yeah, I went on a tangent. From that aspect, from the business side of it, there was nothing I could do. Like, that's what it was, bro. Like, I had no clue. I had a vision, and I went with my gut. If I had to say one thing, I would have took the emotion out of the money, out of the business. There's no emotion in money, right? Meaning, like, when me
and there's no emotions with facts.
Right.
The facts are the facts, whether we're emotional about it or not. So then why are we emotional? These ain't gonna change.
All right, but you saying emotional.
I wish I could have.
Because I did the same thing.
Only reason
I did the same exact
thing. It is
thing.
emotional because that's me asking Brandon like, hey, B, if they want to sit down for a podcast, would you sit down with them?
Who, Channing and Fred?
Yeah.
If I'm being honest right now,
no, because I ain't gonna let you. I answer the question for him. But that is emotional. Do you get what I'm saying, Joe?
It might not necessarily be emotional. Maybe you don't want to see niggas win. I'm not helping you win. I know the impact and power of my voice. Not saying me. But no,
come on.
I might not want to help you win. And that might not be emotional. That could be logical too.
That was a real conversation.
Walmart ain't gonna put Target's
Hold on.
in front of their store.
If you get traded from the Eagles and go to the Cowboys,
yes. Yeah, yo. Yeah, come on with this, yo.
cut it out.
Enough of this cool athlete you niggas on in here, man.
Let's get to the real cut.
Yeah, I'm with him.
Conversation between
I'm
me
with
and
him.
B. He asked me.
Okay, go ahead.
No, wait.
With the business
Well, I'm gonna sit
world,
down with you niggas.
Hold on. My point with the business world is that you don't understand, that you know now, is sharks. Everybody got a shark. It ain't no motherfucking thing is being fair. What you talking about? Because at the end of the day, I play with, how many owners you play for?
7.
Have they ever been fair to you? No. But what I'm saying is,
Answer
business,
all my questions for me. Yeah.
business is business. And when they get with personal situations, it's a
That's why you gotta
defense
take. That's why I say.
method,
That's
bro.
What
why.
you said earlier, Pacman, is
bro.
the greatest thing. Like, and y'all are athletes, so y'all probably have a great understanding. But what's in the contract is in the contract.
What I tell you all the time?
What's
Man,
written
that is
down?
the business.
What's
What's
written
the
down
contract?
is written down.
That's right.
That's the end. You go get with your team, your lawyer,
Figure it
the
out.
people you
But
trust,
what's the challenge?
go through it,
Yeah.
come back.
Right?
What
Negotiated.
they do?
Yeah,
you
you
know what they do.
So,
You did the country. How they
the
go
day
through it.
the day that B and I spoke, when first saw the podcast and I let him know, here's exactly what I said. I said, you know, Fred and Channing, they just dropped a podcast.
I was in the back room getting a massage.
I got the text message
at 10
in,
a.m.
whatever.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, look, I said, this ain't no different
Dropped a dime on him.
than a 2 p.m. game on a Sunday
Yeah,
afternoon.
you talking
Two teams come in, one team leave victorious. He hit me up. I needed to hear that. We started to have the conversation, and it was like, because everybody know B can get messy. He was like, he was headed down the messy road. He was like, do I, he was like, do I
messy
get
and petty,
wait,
too.
wait. He was like, do I
Sometimes you
get
gotta
messy? Do I do this? Do I blah blah blah? And I was like, nah. Like, then you was like, I'm surprised because you went from that. You was like, do I shout him out? Do I congratulate him?
Shout them out.
Nah,
Well,
but
that's what you learn in sports, like high road,
Shout
high
them
road.
out, please.
exactly.
He said,
Exactly.
please.
Add me something again.
No, hold on. Exactly.
I took a
bleeping.
picture of Channing and Fred, like
And
this.
it was exactly, and it was, you know,
Yeah, I ain't know
we.
that. He tripping.
I'm not gonna lie.
But I can want you to succeed.
My dog was off balance.
Quietly.
I was off
from
balance?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. My dog was off balance. The nigga went from like, we just get messy with the shit. I think we shot him out. I was like, whoa, like chill. That's why he didn't answer the question when I was asking you, where did you f up and what did you learn? Because when he came at me and he asked me to be a part of the show, I already knew all the f ups. And the reason that I'm here and I'm on this show right now, because we all f up, we all make mistakes, and there's always growth.
Exactly.
The first thing that he said, because remember, I played college ball with Reggie Wayne. Like I said, I got a relationship with Fred. And I've seen the growth of B, I've seen the maturity of B. So when he asked me to be on the show, he didn't know that I knew all the background and whatever.
Got it.
And I asked him these questions, and it was like, look, here's what it is. Here's what I could pay you. Here's what I'm trying to do. I didn't implement the rev share. We're gonna implement the red share. If there's things that you got to push out, your brand, blah, 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 we're gonna make sure you're in the forefront. What is it that you want? What is it that you need? And for me, that opened it up for me to be a part of this, because the mistake that you have made, and again, I'm not gonna say that the way you conducted your business and you was right to do it exactly how you did it. But there were some little things that were a little off.
So let me ask you a question.
But it has to do with communication. It has to do with you not knowing what you're doing.
So let me ask you a question right now.
100%.
So you got Dime Life.
100%.
What's Fred Taylor's brand?
I don't get what you're saying.
So you're saying rev share. I implemented rev share.
Yes.
So boom. What?
He doesn't have one.
Okay. What's Channing Crowder's brand?
He doesn't have one.
Okay. So, and then the other thing you said, you understand? So like, remember from the very first conversation, I learned a lot. That's what the only thing.
That's
take
what I'm
the
saying.
emotion out the money.
Yeah. You learned a lot.
But the first thing I said, this is a real conversation. I'm pushing back the House of Athlete. Channing Crowder, the fishing show. Hold on, time out. I went to the NFL film, said I need help producing my show. Okay? They sent me a producer. That's Alicia. Okay? Boom, Alicia, this is what it is. I'm building on a production company. Channing Crowder's phenomenal. He got this fishing show that he did 10 years ago. It's on YouTube, but he ain't do nothing with it. When we gonna bring that back? Okay? Fast forward a year and a half in, Channing Crowder's ready to do the fishing show, Joe. Channing Crowder don't come to me. Channing Crowder goes to Alicia. And I said, whoa. We talked about this from the beginning. Fred Taylor, whatever you want. I'm the one every day like, yo, your hats, your this, the that. Like, let's launch it. Oh, well, when you going to do? No, bro, you do it.
The point is why you so emotional is because your vision wasn't everybody else's vision. And when you in this circle, just like us, like you told us the other day with me and Shady on the West, hey man, I'm about to build them up restaurant, whatever you said.
You tell me other
first thing me and Shady said, hey, we gonna meet about it when we get there.
When I talked about the restaurant group.
Remember on the restaurant when we was talking on the
that's what I'm saying. Like your vision is not gonna only be yours at some point. Right? Like no idea is original. So what was the problem with them taking the fishing show and going somewhere else?
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong?
Right.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a problem. But what it was because what DJ was talking about was like at the beginning we had that first meeting, like, cause he keeps saying like communication. Like House of Athlete where we sitting, this is my passion, this is my purpose. So I said, I'm gonna push the traffic to House of Athlete. What are you pushing the traffic to? Cause he talk about like his brand Dime Life. He doing a phenomenal job with that. So how we utilize this whole audience to also make sure that his brand is thriving and eating. They didn't have any products or any brick and mortar, nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's where the whole fishing thing came in.
Well,
we sat down and talked about this.
Hold up, but that was then. What he's saying is fact then.
Right.
But then I came and I watched you, and I spoke to you, and I spoke to some people, and today I have different plans than I had back then.
Yesterday's price
That's okay,
is
though.
not
That's okay,
today's
too.
price.
And that's what I'm saying, right? Like some of us are fueled differently. I got into that earlier, but what do you want the result of that to be? Like, right? Like I want to inspire people. I want people to, I bump into them all the time. Yo, that you was talking to Pod.
Yes.
I left my trucking job, started some, I'm making such and such, I'm rocking now. right? I'm running them all the time. That's what I want to see. Like, I don't want to harness it.
Right.
I don't want to take all that I've learned out here and just for me and my people. No, it got to be greater than us at some point.
That's my passion too. So Corey Holmes, who just interviewed you, 3 years ago in the middle of the pandemic, when I was talking about the podcast, Corey Holmes was one of my first athletes that used to train at this facility. So he was doing DoorDash, or no, he wasn't doing DoorDash. What's the competitor to Uber?
Postmates?
No, it's like a driver.
I only know
Lyft.
Oh,
He was lifting. And so I went to him, I was like, damn, what you doing now? Like, you super talented. You went to Notre Dame, you went and got your journalism degree, whatever, boom, boom, boom. I said, what you doing? He's like, man, I'm lifting. I said, all right, well, come over here. I'm about to open up this house of athletes. Start at the back of the house, clean the facility, but you can one day grow up to be a manager. But what's your bigger vision? He said, this is 3 years ago. He said, I want to get into production. I want to get into TV. Boom. Just 2 weeks ago, I went to Corey. I said, yo, for season 4, we about to start that. Now you about to implement that journalism. He ain't know I remember that. Okay? Gordito Flow. And doing back of house. Cleaning the facility. We had Lil Wayne on, this reggaeton artist. Gordito Flow, he come out, he cipher, and now Kodak Black want to sign him. You know, because he come on, we give him the input, like, yo, I'm about to do the cipher, you get a platform, boom, bam. You know what I'm saying? And I can go on and on and on with a couple people, because we share that same vision. You understand? It's like 70 employees. What are y'all goals? What are you trying to reach? This is my goal, this is what I'm trying to reach.
Yeah,
Hey,
but,
Joe,
but wait, hold up. Let me give him
something.
something real quick. But in that, right, because I've had that same story. Sometimes I'll pick up the phone and have a conversation with him, and he'll push back, and he'll say, well, no, Joe. I own this over here. My 5-year plan is to do this. I've watched you. I've learned from you, and I just have a different way of going about this. I'm gonna run over here to this. I'm gonna license this over here. I'm gonna keep on ads, and I don't need to work for nobody, so I appreciate you, but I'm gonna do this a different way.
That's okay.
And it's okay.
That's okay. No, I agree
They,
with that.
Let me ask my
they
question
still get
first.
it. They still get that from
Joe,
us.
but this is the main motherfucking question right now. Tell him, because he trusts you with everything he got. You understand what I'm saying? How do we get to I ain't gonna say a comfortable situation, because it would never be comfortable, but how do I say, all right, I did my due diligence, this is what I stand for, how do I move on? Because you have done this. You get what I'm saying? You had friends that's in the same situation.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you ain't even got to submit, you're gonna move on with your whether you down for that or not. Like, you just got to give time. Yeah, no choice in that. Like, back to who the f are we? Like, what's your alternative? You either gonna fail and sink and beef and it's up for life, or time will go on. I'll hit my benchmarks. You'll hit yours. Maybe somebody don't. But in hindsight, when time is different, have faith, yo. You gotta have faith in some shit. Have faith in your plan, or have faith in a higher power that, all right, he putting some shit in front of me that I gotta deal with. All right, let's go through this. But you just gotta have faith in something. Like,
and I want to tell you, B, you're doing a fucking hell of a job right now of
Well,
what you need to do. You get what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And I want to commend you on that, because sometimes, bro, I know how it is, bro. Like, you might not call all these motherfuckers at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I know you may be like, sometimes this motherfucker Pac calling me at 3:30 in the morning. You get what I'm saying? Called you the other day at 6:30 a.m.
They do this.
Hey, brother. Him too.
No, not him too.
No, for real. I do. I said I do. I called you too, bro.
Call me on what, 3-way?
Yeah. But that's me, Joe. You know, I'm
on my phone at 2
you
a.m.
know, I ain't trying to beat around the bush, nothing about it. They know I love this motherfucker. Do you understand?
Well, that's where he lucked out at, because listen, you not only do y'all love him, but you is good.
Yeah, right.
I remember walking out the strip club. We were trying to find hosts. Like, damn, but this was good at this, and this was good. Whatever.
This is true.
Chill out.
Right.
Sports is lucky. Y'all got charismatic all over the place.
Let's be honest though, like
That's so true.
And I'm saying how things happen, you know what I mean? But I mean, he, you know, Chaney, he dropped Chaney, or Chaney left, Fred left, but I mean, you picked up Pacman and Shady McCoy. You serious?
What about D? What about D?
He always on. He always
already on.
That's what I'm
All
saying.
don't count.
All right, cool. All right.
Pat, look, Pat, it's easy to answer your question, bro. We athletes. We got to put everything in. We understand those type of analogies the best.
on.
What did I tell him from day one? This shit ain't different.
It's just like football.
2 p.m.
Yeah.
kickoff on a Sunday afternoon.
Somebody got to win.
Somebody got to win.
To peace of mind, validation is who got the fucking trophy at the end.
Come on, man.
Right? And like I said, like, y'all, you can say I'm double agent because I'm over here. Nigga, but nah. Hey, I'm texting right now. Hey man, just no. But listen, at the end of the day, it's stop thinking. Was I wrong? This is it. What I could have did better. Whatever. You knew what you wanted. You knew your vision, right?
Yeah.
If you got the trophy at the end,
Yeah, but yeah, I feel.
that's it. No. Don't nobody give a. Honestly, right now.
But the reality is,
we trying to act like it ain't pivot versus I am athlete. We that's what I'm saying. We read the streets. We read the streets.
I don't never look at none of them. I don't be doing all
But
that.
it don't matter
But
though.
we here to know it.
It don't matter.
Hold on.
It's
You here to
competition.
know it same way in football. Oh,
Nah, not really though.
might
Man.
not be goddamn that, but Tom Brady.
It is what it is, dog. And at the end of the day, you know,
Cool. I don't
you
wanna
can
go
say
with that.
there's enough room, there's enough space for everybody.
What's your top 5?
Top 5 rappers?
Top 5 rappers.
wow.
I didn't mean to interrupt y'all.
Of
but
when?
just Shady keep talking about the
Of
rappers that I
when?
don't like.
Of when? Of when and of what?
What era?
Let's do
You gotta wear
the
it,
last 10 years.
Yeah.
10. You got 10. Don't put Jay-Z none of
The
them.
last 10. Well, he wouldn't. The last 10. Jay-Z is 1.
We can't put Jay-Z in it. We know he's number 2.
Kendrick, Drake, Cole. Those are the 3 in no order. In
Kendrick,
no
Drake.
order.
oh, in no order.
Cole.
In no order. I don't
Yeah.
put them in.
I like that.
I don't put them in any order.
I like that 3.
Those,
I like that
those are the 3 that dictate a lot of
agree
what's
with that.
going on.
What's the new criteria though? Like, so what you just said, right? Because we have to embrace new music, new media, whatever, new athletes. So what's the criteria now in this new age and new music?
In music, today it seems like you just got to be a hybrid. Like there is no, like I understand Shady because I come from that. Like the spit, y'all, I hold them true and near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
But where the business is today, their rhyme got to hold a note. They got to know how to sing, write the chorus. They got to be the lead head of the set. They got to have they have pressures that we just didn't have to deal with back then. They have
social
to be,
media.
They have to be via. They have to be streaming.
Yeah,
they have to be. Can I go to Burger King and sell? Can I sell a 6-piece at KFC? Like it's like it's not just music.
Yeah.
It's no music is like 2% of this now.
The top 3, but still, the dudes that you did name, them dudes, like they make real music. They got lyrics. They can rap.
They master.
Well, I
like
believe
rap.
that the niggas at the top are gonna always have to do that. They're gonna always have to be the that can rhyme and make real music and like resonate with people across different. I'm touching the hood. I'm touching the suburbs. I'm touching you white boys. I'm touching the girls. Like you got to be able to do all of that. So, and that's throughout the history of hip hop. Whoever was at the top had to be able to do multiple things.
When I listen to your music, right? Because I have from up north, so I know a lot about Joe.
Y'all know he's from up north?
Yeah, that's the way I talk, way I walk.
Philly?
I'm not from Harrisburg.
Same thing.
Come on.
PA, Philly, all that shit.
Not real rap. So when I see that, like how successful your podcast is, right? I'm not really surprised because this is what I want to know about him. Where is all that? He's very emotional. His raps, he type dude, like he go through something if it's drugs, he talks about using drugs, right? If it's women, she don't me. I'm mad. I'm sad. You know what I mean? Like, but real talk, most rappers and even Bob, we don't do that.
Right.
Where's that come from? Because you get real emotional and deep on everything.
Because anything that goes in got to come out. Anything that goes, that's just science. whatever it is. So I probably was first to the
Yes.
race on the bit on the breakups and some of the hurt and the emotions, and she cheated and she f***ed this athlete. You, you,
He go to detail.
yeah, nah,
Shady. But like, yo, but listen.
Who was the athlete? Who was the athlete?
Oh, I ain't do that. No.
Hey, it was you.
Shady, bro.
It was Shady. Let's be honest.
Shady got a
No,
run
but
with
listen,
this.
you talking about, but every man go through it. Like Pacman just spoke about it earlier.
Yeah,
And
he
in
look
this
at Shady.
instance, it could be athletes, it could be rappers.
Let's see though.
Did y'all
Shady,
y'all ever like cross-pollinated?
Shady probably took one of my bitches
Yeah,
before.
Shady as hell.
Hold on real quick before we leave this subject. I gotta give him his roses, dog. If y'all know his resume, when talking about them girls, he got crazy. If
Crazy work?
whenever y'all chilling,
Crazy work.
look at this look. Let's say Joe Budden. This say girlfriend, right? It's a long list. Matter of fact, when him and Drake had their little, I ain't gonna get into it. They had their little. He told Drake like, don't forget, like you go get my seconds, cause Drake got a lot of them drinks too.
Yeah.
But when he said that, if you really know like his past, they like, oh yeah, he right. Oh yeah.
Hold on, what happened with you and Drake?
That's what I said. He said he get my seconds.
What he said,
Yeah,
Shady?
he asked him a question. I
Nothing,
answered.
Shady, what he said, Shady?
He said, yo, don't forget you be getting my seconds.
Hold on, what
Am
happened?
I tripping?
Yeah.
He ate nothing in that cup. But I had to get that out before we go to the other drink.
Who's next? Who's next up, man?
Y'all
Like,
want to answer that question?
Nothing happened with me and Drake.
Okay, y'all
Tell us
good?
who's-
Y'all
Joe-
good?
And Joe did call me
Any
out.
rapper
He did
throughout
call
my
me out
career that
before,
ever
too.
said something, I was just in the booth with it.
So y'all good? Y'all good?
Hold
Yeah,
on, hold on.
Yeah, we
Shady,
fine. We fine.
Said she's
we
messing
on
with
I'm Athlete.
Yeah, he did call
He
me
called
out.
out Shady. We need to know about it, right?
He
Don't
said
you
something
think?
like,
What you tell Shady? Shady said you called him out.
In a song?
nah, you said on a, was it Instagram or something like that? Something you said, oh, ain't nothing. She's about some bum. I'm like, damn.
You.
No, I drafted Shady every year in fantasy, damn near. I don't.
So why you say you?
But when I
don't remember that.
When I asked her like, yo, it's all love, ain't no issues. You know, someone when I asked her in the club.
Yo, when
He was
when
like,
you-
ain't nothing, man. We out.
When you said that, I assume, like I always assume, you just get to talking.
Oh, all right. Okay.
You
'cause
just
I had
get to
to-
talk.
He was telling you start getting your feeling about these
No.
little bitch.
No, just get to talking sometimes.
what you was
That's
telling me?
all.
Nah, it's crazy. Nah, it wasn't that. I
And
just
you
was like,
can't be the guy that fall, like hear some of that and like fall for some, like you can't get, like women will diss a woman that they never met for
That's
like the
true.
next 2 years. You never met her, like y'all just got a nigga in common.
Right.
As a you try not to do that.
Right.
Like especially when you outside a little bit. Like, nah, I don't know you niggas. And
But
y'all
that's
like,
all.
yeah.
I
And if
love
we
your
like the
music.
same
Ain't no-
things, then we're gonna bump into each other out
Right.
here. Cause I'm outside.
Right.
You outside?
Not now,
By
not
himself
now,
now. He was outside by
now,
himself.
now, now, now.
Right. Not
You
now.
good now?
But you know, I'm chilling now. I'm cool.
So you got a lady?
Mhm.
What's her name?
Why?
Yeah, we getting on-
Can we ask who's
Why?
next first?
The reason
Yeah,
why I
yeah.
ask, cause like,
See,
huh?
look.
See, that's part of the expert. That's part. Yeah, that's crazy. No, that's not.
Is this the
Shady
one?
gonna
Is this the
Google
one? Is this the one?
Well, say, I ain't with you football.
Is she the one? Is she the one? Is she the one? Joe, she the
Talking about
one.
who she is. And why you need to know that?
Out of all these ones he
No,
talking
no,
about, is
no,
she
not
the
right
one?
now.
Is she the one?
No, man. What else we got going on?
Who's up
Is she
next?
the one? Look at
Who's
that.
up next? Who's out right now?
I would say from the south. I would say
Holy.
baby.
Oh, no, not little baby. We want to ask
Baby
him
got it
because
now.
Baby hot.
we want to ask somebody that we don't know. We know what little baby them doing. Like that's self-explanatory. Who is somebody that we probably can Google or we might need to have on the show or we might need to sign as an artist? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the one?
That's why we
Who's the
business
one?
partners.
Oh, I don't know.
You ain't got one person.
He keep it real rappers. Though.
I
I do
don't
like
know.
that.
Let me
about
ask
you.
you. I'm talking about
how you
any
feel
kind of
about-
artist. You don't know. You
How
don't
you
got
feel about
nobody
Ross?
that you working with or nobody that you think is like, all right, they
No.
gonna be next up.
I listen to all the R&B. It ain't too many rappers that can rap, and it ain't too many rappers that's rappers. These is something else. They not rapping. Chill. I don't know who up next.
Have you heard of what's the kid we had on here?
La Russell.
Have you heard of La Russell?
Mhm.
What'd you think about him?
He can rap.
I thought he was
He can
that was, and I ain't really with all that soft shit, try to keep my gangster card up, you know what I mean? Now,
He gets vulnerable.
but he gets you vulnerable.
He gets vulnerable.
And he's passionate about what he's saying, I would say, to make you, you know what I mean?
if you listen to him, Brandon turned me on to him. We heard him here. He's special. You know what I mean? I always like talking about different artists and this and that. Like I was gonna ask you about what do you think about now they charging rappers with in their lyrics. This is the biggest thing that's going around in America right now, and don't nobody know. Young Thug is my friend. I said on the show, but I don't think that any rapper that is rapping should be charged what he's rapping about, because you don't charge a football player or an artist that's Picasso that draw a motherfucker that's shooting in the sky for a crime or a picture that he's presenting.
I'm not with lyrics in court.
That's the biggest thing.
I'm not with lyrics in court. Even if the lyrics in court are similar to a real crime that has occurred, you have to go do your due diligence and solve that crime. Right. You cannot use my lyrics to put in motion. No, you go solve it. You got to do the job. Got to do the job. I also encourage rappers to stop detailing songs because we being targeted. Well, not we. Is being targeted. No, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm not playing with none of you.
The landscape in media and podcasting is going to change over the next 10 years. This is the end of the show. You know, I look at you as an OG. I thank you for coming on.
Thank y'all for
having me. Like you really flew down here for this. You understand? So like, thank you so much.
Long overdue.
How do you see this thing playing out over the next 5 to 10 years? Athletes and artists entering into this whole new media revolution.
I like what the athletes are doing. I'm well documented in saying I like the stance y'all are taking, where we as players are going to love on players differently than some of y'all that have never played the game.
That's true.
We're going to report differently than some of y'all. I like that. I envy it, because in music, you don't got a whole lot of that.
Right.
You got a whole lot of that. You don't have us to protect us. So I fuck with that. As far as where we go in the next 10 years, I'm not telling you, not y'all. Every man for himself. Every podcaster for himself.
See you when I see you.
You done took enough of my IP,
See
my
you in the metaverse.
idea. Yeah.
See you in the metaverse.
Yes, that's it. That's it. I see you in the metaverse.
We had to fight to get a meal, wrongfully accused. We had to fight to get a pills. That's why we write to get a deal. He on the team, he gotta eat, you know, despite the skills. Keep it riding for the fam, you gotta light the wheels straight up. But in the past bad, work up in the trash bag. I'll pass a lot to take the test before I pass class. And my family needed bread, I had to come correct. That's why I keep airing it out like I just passed gas.